sitting back like the seats of an 86 Delta 88 coupe on D's and Bones, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Going live in a minute, Blizzard King. This is Winter, Dennis Spurling podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies, cause we winning. Catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dennis Spurling podcast, tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game. We love all you haters. Hate watch, hate watch. Calling lovely ladies, hands on your knees. You can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens. We obliterate them. Tell the truth, train the devil. They trying to eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters. Peeling layers off potatoes. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Spurling podcast. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Spurling podcast. Whoa.
We have to clean up what's going on in our house before we do anything else. Looking at myself as I would see myself in the future. Looking up at my father, looking at his face and seeing my face.
People are so inclined to believe that black men are deadbeat fathers.
The else you need?
I'm the black boogeyman villain that just came on. Something going wrong, I'm the one you put the blame on. Community is up, shame on me. Deadbeat daddy put the blame on me.
Black men actually enable the very thing that they hate.
Okay, so by now, everybody has heard about the CDC research that was done, that black men are going around using that as their safe place to prove to everybody that they are excellent fathers and they are the most involved fathers of any other demographic.
Shut your ass up!
Shut your ass up!
Put the game on me when I'm the best father. All the pain I see telling me to try harder. Broken, I'm dusty, no deodorant, I'm musty. I'm the fall guy for the race when you getting busted. Stand up and be a man when your women want the role, want the leadership, the money, run the household. Be as naked as a child, and I'm supposed to smile. You the reason why the neighborhood kids running wild. Karma comes around, baby, keep your cookie. Matter of fact, I'm on a flight, you can pass that shit to Pookie. Chicago back to Houston, New York we deem this useless. Baby, I'm in DR, and mommy serving juices. Every movie needs a bad guy, why not be the black guy? Shit, you can hang it on me. You need a scapegoat, point us out and take no shit. You know they gonna hang it on me. When you need a reason and the ladies commit treason, all you gotta do is hang it on me. Your daddies and your uncles and your nephews, that's amongst us, watch the whole world blame it on me. You to blame for this crisis, you to blame for this ISIS. Paper saver got creators favored. Who you think gon' die for being righteous? Who gon' vote for the oppressor? Me. Who pay most to get the lesser? You handing out all of the treasures, the immigrants getting the blessings. Who you think rapping is real? Want my opinion about this kill? I'm not Arab, homie, how did this feel? Cause I'm not living off in Israel. My opinion, no matter, we get a deal. No reparation, just meal. I'm only speaking about what we feel. Keep talking that talk, I need a refill. Every movie needs a bad guy, why not be the black guy? Shit, you can when you need a scapegoat, pointers out to take no shit. You know they gonna hang it on me. When you need a reason and you ladies commit treason, all you gotta do is hang it on me. Your daddies and your uncles and your nephews, that's amongst us, watch the whole world blame it on me. Every movie needs a bad guy, why not be the black guy? You can hang it on me. When you need a scapegoat, point us out and take notes. No, they gonna blame it on me.
Fathers are underappreciated. Those of you guys who don't know, my name is Dennis Spurling, also known as Uncle D, affectionately by the young fellas out there. And of course, the Blizzard King. Nevertheless, should I say, I'm an attorney, I'm a podcaster, and I'm also, my favorite title is that of father. But I'm going to take the opportunity today to really talk to you guys about fatherhood.
Black man hit me up being like, yo, I can't wait to be a dad. I can't wait to be a father. And I feel like I owe those young men to tell them, like, bro, this is hard because it exposes things about you that you don't know about yourself. It exposes all of your insecurities. Man, it's a huge emotional undertaking. Right, when you see this and me playing with my baby and it looks really cool and you want to have those moments, just know that that's the upside. It comes with a downside and it can be incredibly painful. So before you take on a family, bro, go see somebody about your past and go see somebody about the trauma that you've endured throughout the course of your life and start healing. Because if you don't heal from that, you'll have all this and you'll never be happy. Especially anybody who thinks that you can just pour water over a lady and a baby and have a happy family overnight. This ain't oatmeal, man.
Hey, what's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. Shout out to everybody who's up in here. Black Wall Street, Terrell's Winning, and the National Quiet Storm. All my wrench mob, I want you guys to make some noise. Let me see y'all make some noise, man. Come on, man. Hit the wrench up, man. Go ahead and hit the number 1 button so I'll know you up in here, man. Let that wrench start flying. All my wrench mobbers, somebody type wrench mob in the chat room. Yeah. Welcome. It's always good to have my guys in here. I'm on a little later than I normally am because I wanted y'all to enjoy your Saturday. Shout out to everybody. Look, make sure if you haven't subscribe soon. We are marching close to $70,000, 70,000 subscribers, and for a podcast that is solely dedicated to Black men and who has 99%, or for the most part, 99% of my followers are Black men. That is a lot. To get that many Black men exclusively, that means you tailor to the brothers. Big shout out to my man Volcanus. I ain't seen you in a minute, baby. What's up, Uncle D is a legend. Never forget that, man. Big shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. So, anyway, I've been enjoying myself, and I've had an opportunity to kind of dig down into some things. And, I have really had an opportunity to digest some things. As you guys know, I wrote a 700-page book series, Rules to Live By. And what that allowed me to do is really begin to know myself. It's autobiographical. It was definitely just meant to be my memoirs, but in turn, it turned into something different. And so it gave me an opportunity to really know myself. Somebody type "know thyself" in the chat room. Oh my God. Hey, what's up? Take heed to the message. What's up, sister? How you doing? It's good to see you up in here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Now, y'all can't let the sister this lady, she always gives it to us. And I like it when we have Black women speaking to other Black women. And I really, truly feel like, and this kind of falls into the subject matter, me being who I am, the bad guy. Somebody type Uncle D is the bad guy in the chat room. Somebody type Uncle D is the bad guy in the chat room. And that is pretty much the role that I feel. I'm not, and when I finish with this conversation, I think many of you will have a much better understanding. Big shout out to my man, International Quiet Storm. Support Black male media, support the Hall of Fame attorney, Wrench Mob. And, but back to my conversation. So because of me doing what I do, and there's other men out there who are like me, who are willing to say the things that society at large and Black society hasn't been accustomed to listening to or hearing, especially coming from Black men, it puts us in the situation of being the bad guy, But the thing is, for the most part, as Black men, you're already the bad guy. So my question to you guys, and this is a follow-up conversation to embrace being the bad guy. There are some benefits of being the bad guy. Somebody type benefits in the chat room. Somebody type reparations for the bad guy in the chat room. Come on, man. Come on, man. Type reparations for the bad guy in the chat room, right? Anyway, so it's something that we have to accept that for far too long, Black men in the United States have been shackled to these negative stereotypes and gross misrepresentations. Society has painted us with broad strokes. They labeled us as absent fathers, right? That was a big trophy. Irresponsible individuals, generally speaking. Shout out to my man, Beautiful Lies, man. I got all the superstars coming through tonight. What's happening? There he is, man. El Guapo. But anyway, like I said, we've basically been irresponsible. We've been absent fathers. We have been, all the horrible things. But the truth is, and just on that subject of absent fathers, if we set the record straight with hard facts, did you know that in 2015, the CDC showed that Black fathers, they had a study that showed that Black fathers are the most involved with their children compared to fathers of every other racial group. And yeah, you heard that right. And despite what the mainstream narrative tells you, Black men are deeply committed to their children's lives. Shout out to my man, Mark the Freelancer. Look, I'm gonna read everybody's super chats a little later, okay? But I want to just kind of flow through this real quick. I'm gonna make sure I give everybody a shout out, but since we're so early in the show, I like to try to wait to the last minute before we get up out of here and read these. But I'm definitely gonna give you guys a shout out. So keep them coming if you hear something that inspires you. But anyway, so this whole deadbeat dad narrative. It's just straight up lies and mistruths. And despite what the mainstream narratives tell you, Black men are deeply committed to our kids. As I said, now let's talk about responsibilities, right? Responsibility generally. Studies indicate that Black men have the highest rate of contraceptive use amongst all groups of men, which means they're putting on the Jimmy hat. Somebody type Jimmy hat in the chat room. I'm giving out my age by telling you Jimmy hat, okay? Prophylactics. We have the highest use of contraceptive amongst all men. You would never hear that. You would never hear that. Nobody would ever say that. Shout out to my man T. Sam Needed Conversation. And so, that lets you know we're taking proactive steps to be responsible in our relationships and in our communities. And here's another truth. 51% of Black men in the US don't even have kids. All right. And then if you look at the fact that 31% of Black men are married, and so what does that mean? People lie, numbers don't. That means about 18% of the children are being that means about 18% of the men who are left, right, who aren't married and who have children, they're the ones fathering about 80% of these kids out here. Yet we get vilified, right? We get vilified for being sexually irresponsible because it's easier to sell fear and stereotypes than to face the complex reality. Number one, all of society has issues. Now, what we need to do as Black men, right? Somebody type Black men in the chat room. What we need to do is challenge these narratives head on. Black men are not a monolith of negativity. We are fathers, we're husbands, we're community leaders, we're trailblazers. It's time that we own our truth and reshape the dialogue around who we are. However, okay? Somebody type however. Anytime a lawyer says however, that means he's going to reverse course and say the exact opposite of what he just said. So however, fellas, pretending to be goody two-shoes has not worked, right? Has it worked? Trying to be a good Negro, has that worked for you? Huh? You got that fine white woman, you got that good degree from the Ivy League University, you riding around in your Beamer, your Benz, and your Rolls Royces, and you still get pulled over by the police with your proper sounding talking self. Oh my God, I don't understand why you're pulling me over, officer. Right? So that didn't work. So my suggestion, fellas, is that you go ahead and embrace being the bad guy. And not only embrace it, but reap the benefits of being the bad guy. I posted this up earlier. This is a quote. This is something I've been telling you guys for years now. You're the bad guy even if you're good. So why not enjoy the benefits of being a bad guy? Enjoy being the bad guy. Okay? That might sound revolutionary. What the hell is Uncle D talking about? Well, let me explain the quote first. All right? So the quote, you're the bad guy even if you're good, so why not enjoy the benefits of being bad guy? Basically, in the part where I say enjoy being the bad guy, frankly, it reflects a cynical view on morality and perception. But if we break it down, we can do so part by part. First, I'm not telling you to break any laws, okay? Because we know we got some pookie inclined people out here who would be like, well, you said being the bad guy, that's why I'm in here robbing the liquor store for 40 ounces right now. No, that's not what I'm telling you. And if you take this occasion and what I'm saying to justify your low-class criminal behavior, you're headed in the wrong direction. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking you to break the mental shackles that the dominant society and somebody type lovely ladies in the chat room and this matriarchal Black American subculture or Black society has placed on you. By openly embracing the bad guy persona, Black men you'll free yourselves. Somebody type freedom doctrine in the chat room. You'll be free to live your lives. You'll be free to find peace of mind and happiness. That's what I'm talking about. See, fellas, you're the bad guy even if you're good. That's part of the quote. And what I'm suggesting is that no matter how good or well-intentioned you are as a Black man, or how well you playing the piano and you're wearing the tuxedo everywhere you go, you're still perceived or labeled as the bad guy by others in the dominant society, by a lot of deaf, dumb, and blind lovely ladies and Black men in the Black community. And this perception is due to a purposeful misunderstandings and biases and societal dynamics that were in place before you or I were born. That's what that part means. Now, so why not, and this is my suggestion to you fellas, why not just enjoy the benefits of being a bad guy? Given that you're going to be labeled as a bad guy regardless of your actions, you might as well embrace it and take advantage of the benefits that come along with that label. So, what am I saying doing? I'm saying, hey, let's just go ahead and accept this misjudgment. That's rough, right? And see, what this quote does is it acknowledges that even your good actions as a Black man can be misinterpreted or go unrecognized. How many Black fathers do we have out here who are doing great? How many Black fathers are unrecognized? But the deadbeat dads always get the press. You see? And so what I'm saying is, when I make the quote, so why not enjoy the benefits of the bad guy? I'm just saying, accept the inevitable misjudgment, right? It leads to the conclusion that trying to be perceived as good is futile. And we've realized that. We've been here for over 400 years and we still the bad guy. No matter how many balls we run up and down the football field, how many hoops we make, and how many baseballs we hit over center field, how many heroes we have, Black men are still considered the bad guy. You see? And here's the thing. Embracing this so-called negative label of bad guy, it can be more satisfying because it removes the pressure to try to conform and be the so-called good guy. And it allows you as a Black man to act freely and do what's in your best interest. You see? It's a rebellion against the norms. See, this quote is an act of defiance. Somebody type defiance in the chat room. It's defiance of what we call conventional moral standards as imposed upon us by the society we live in. By encouraging my brothers to enjoy the benefits of being the bad guy, it implies that we're rejecting what is the societal norms, which are often laced with racism and bigotry directed against anti-black men and anti-black male misogyny or misandry. You see? It promotes a mindset that prioritizes personal gain over societal approval or ethical considerations, because you make a lot of sacrifices that you wouldn't otherwise that are not in your interest. You see? The other thing I'm doing is very subtly, I'm critiquing the hypocrisy of this racist society that we live in, and this subculture, this black matriarchy, this anti-black male misandrous rich society that we live in, by proposing to enjoy being the bad guy. I mean, that's what they say we are anyway. And in doing so, I'm indirectly criticizing the hypocrisy and the superficiality of these social judgments that are directed to black men. See, the implication is that society often fails to appreciate genuine goodness of black men, and instead it relies on these superficial labels. Everything we do. All right. So you might as well just embrace the negative, man. Enjoy the benefits. Since look, your efforts to be good is not even worth it. Not even recognized. Now, some of you all you don't know the word for it, but you like, damn, what is he saying? The word. Somebody type nihilistic in the chat room. One of my good spellers. Where my good spellers at? Somebody type nihilistic in the chat room. I'm proposing to you all a nihilistic perspective. And those of you guys who've been with me long enough, I'm a realist. And to you all, this may seem like a nihilistic perspective. And this part of the quote proposes somewhat rebellious, or what we would call a nihilistic attitude. And nihilism, for you guys who don't know, is the belief that life lacks inherent meaning, purpose, or value. And this quote resonates with nihilism by implying that since the distinctions between good and bad are arbitrary or meaningless, and what I mean by this is that people are going to judge you as a black man regardless of your true nature. You could be a wonderful man, a great father, and you still get labeled as a thug. So why not just embrace that role? Embrace being the bad guy and reap the benefits, reap the rewards. You see, when it comes to black men, moral distinctions they're not significant. You see? So you need to focus on your personal beliefs rather than trying to adhere to societal expectations, because society doesn't have good intentions for you, brothers. And that's just the reality that you have to understand. So here's the other thing you got to understand. There's a sense of empowerment with this rebellious stance. And so by choosing to enjoy the benefits of being the bad guy, you as a black man take control of the narrative and the actions, defying societal expectations and norms. And it promotes self-reliance, independence from external validation, because you're not looking for somebody else to pat you on the back, because you're not being a good boy anymore. You know what you saying, F it. Somebody type F the cookout. Okay? You're not trying to conform. You don't care if they smack you on the back anymore. You don't care. Good boy, patting you on the head like you a puppy. No. Enjoy being the bad guy. Somebody type enjoy being the bad guy in the chat room. See, this is the final part, and it reinforces the idea of embracing the role society has cast upon you. And what I'm suggesting is finding for you to find some form of enjoyment or empowerment in this negative perception, rather than just fighting about it. See? Why fight it? It's going to be stuck on you anyway. That's like, I got to live in the ocean. Might as well learn to swim, right? See, overall, this quote challenges conventional moral thinking. That's why it's hard for some people to take it in. Because see, what I'm doing is I'm forcing you black men to question the value of striving to be seen as good when societal's perception of black men was and is arbitrary and unjust no matter what. As a black boy, and I know some people contributed to the Cash App. I'm gonna get you guys in a minute, but let me roll, man. Somebody type, let Uncle D roll, man. Let him roll, baby. Just let me roll. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna give you shout outs later. I appreciate you. I'm gonna give you shout outs, man. But even as a boy, somebody type black boy in the chat room. Even as a black boy, you're guilty at birth. Somebody type guilty at birth in the chat room. Oftentimes your mother who gave birth to you blames you for your absent father. Damn. She might not vocalize it, but it's because of you he left. That's what they tell you. He didn't want to be a family man. Well, it wasn't no family till I showed up. So what does that mean? That means she's blaming you for your absent father. She's basically telling you your father didn't love you enough to even want to be around you, man. So you guilty at birth, and you had nothing to do with your conception, and you gotta hold that. Your own mother's gonna hold you responsible for any shortcomings you may or may not even had nothing to do with related to your father. You just like your daddy. Every time you do something that she doesn't like, you look like your daddy. You're just like your daddy. You ain't gonna be like your daddy. Come on. Talk to me now. You get blamed for the turmoil and the trouble that she has to suffer. You get blamed for the fact that now she got to work 2 jobs and can't go and hang out and party at the club. And Lord, forget, hey, if you got 2 or 3 other children and you the oldest child, man, you got to take care of them too. And so not only are you getting blamed for the turmoil and trouble that she has to deal with, you got to suffer right along with her, and you're a child. This is anguish and bad decisions that brought this upon her. Your birth and the financial, emotional burden that she has to carry. She blames you for that. Even though, again, like I said, you had nothing to do with your conception. And what happens with this, brothers? You know I'm telling you the truth, man. What happened? You grow up, she lays that on you. She lays that heavy rap on you all your life, and as a result, you're left with massive guilt. Now you feel obligated to treat your mother as though she is your responsibility. Somebody type son husband in the chat room. Hello. She done laid that guilt trip on you, man. And black women have perfected this. Look, black women have perfected turning men or sons into son husbands. Dr. Tia Son Johnson talks about this extensively. And I don't know if he or one of his other colleagues coined the phrase son husband. But let me let you know how you know. Somebody type buy mama a house in the chat room. That's your husband's job. That's your man's job. Somebody type buy mama a house in the chat room. That's your man's job. Somebody type mama got to sit in the front seat. You gonna put your wife in the back and your mama sitting in the front? That's not your woman. That's your mama. But that's the rap that she lays down on you, man. That's years and years of guilt trip. And if you don't do it, guess what? You the bad guy. Somebody type bad guy in the chat room. And that's just for the black boys. Now, when you're a black man, you're on a whole nother level. You're not even justified in expressing your dissatisfaction for the circumstances in which you were brought up in. You're never allowed to validate your experiences. Never. especially if your experiences are critical upon your mother's actions. No matter how heinous or degenerate she was. Come on now. Mama, you was a black queen, mama. Even if you was a crack fiend, mama, you know what goes along with being a crack fiend? Huh? Selling yourself, doing other degenerate things, abandoning your children, being a burden on your family. That's not a queen. Why would we disrespect our real black queens like that throughout history? Talk to me. And if you question your mother, if you happen to get the courage up to question the queen mother goddess, it's like blasphemy. She can do no wrong. How dare you? Even when she was wrong, she can do no wrong. And what is her response going to be? Come on now. Y'all know what it's going to be. Somebody type, I did what I had to do. Hello. Somebody type, I did what I had to do in the chat room. Ain't that what your mama said? Here's another one. I did the best I could. Come on. Somebody type, I did the best I could in the chat room. And who are you? This lowly son husband who you finally mustered up some courage to ask your mama where your daddy is and who he was. Right? And you consider disrespectful when you began to question her and the relationship and the things she did when you were a child. And this is a grown man. What was she gonna say? You're being disrespectful. Come on, y'all have heard this. I'm still what? Somebody type it in the chat room. I'm still what? Come on now. I'm still what? I'm still your mother. And if you go tell somebody else what the queen mother goddess did, what are they gonna say? That's still what? That's still what? That's still your mother. That's to say she's above reproach. And if you do anything like that, if you hold her to task, if you talk to your mother or any other woman in a way in which corrects them for their degenerate behavior, you're the bad guy. Somebody type the bad guy in the chat room. Come on. This is what we're talking about. Now, as far as the greater society and the black subculture at large, I'm not just talking about your particular family. As far as they're concerned, as a black man, you will be held responsible for all the ails of society. Look, black men only occupy a certain region of the country. Usually that's located in big cities in any significant numbers and around the southern United States, East Coast, some parts of the Midwest, but we are not everywhere. So why are we blamed for all the ills of America? But hell, even when it's not your fault, you'll be forced to accept all, if not part of the blame. You have black women who publicly, black women at large, women who just come to this country from other places blaming black men who only represent a small percentage of the population. But they blame all black men for the crime. And the truth is, when you break the numbers down, it's only about 900,000 black men who are out there raising hell. That's less than 1% of the black male population. But all black men get that rap. Now look at all the other men from all the other groups doing all the dirt they're doing. But their whole group doesn't get blamed for it. Look at the FBI statistics and look at all the white men who go out and mess with children. Look at all the Hispanic men who are, we'll say, hands-on with their wives and children. But they don't get that rap. It's just the black man. This is the greater society. You are the bad guy, brothers. If they saying that you're responsible for the majority of the crime, in this country, you're the bad guy. Whether you're a doctor, lawyer, engineer, plumber, electrician, truck driver, you're still the bad guy. Whether you have a criminal record or not, whether you have children or not, you're still a deadbeat. You, in matter of fact, if you don't have children, you're a deadbeat in waiting. A deadbeat dad in waiting. You got black women blaming 80% of black men for being absent fathers for children that were fathered by the 20% of men that they decide to lay down to. Not to mention the 1.5 million children who were fathered by non-black men over the past 10, 15 years. We still responsible for that. How about that? Julio and Chad and Ahmad have knocked up Keisha and Shaquanetta and Sharkeisha, and we get blamed for that. Think about that. The society at large, the dominant society, blames black men for the deterioration of the black community as a result of these absent fathers. And the irony being, and I want y'all to hear this very carefully, the irony is that there's research and evidence that shows that this same society, this same dominant society, this same government purposely separated black men from their families by incentivizing black women to run off with the government and let the government become their man because of welfare and all these other incentives. And they understood at that time what it was going to do. And yet they still blame the dissolution of the black community on black men. Think about that, the irony of that. And so look, hey, I'm a pragmatist. My suggestion is instead of trying to pretend to be the good guy, right? Just go ahead and be the bad guy. Make the most of it, brothers. If they're going to perceive us as the bad guy, go ahead and embrace the role and be the bad guy. We're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back, man. Y'all make sure y'all do what you got to do. Hit the number 1 button. We are marching towards 70,000. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be right back. I got to sip some water real quick and get my throat ready for this next round. But y'all make sure y'all do what you got to do. Do what you have to do. Hit the number 1 button, subscribe. I'll be right back.
Dennis Spurling podcast, click your mouse pad. Yeah, we out back. Hit the like, hit subscribe. Don't just hate watch, cause we outside. Let them hate watch, go and play pop. We just lay back. He don't play that. We don't play back. We don't play back. We go way back. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. This is Dennis Spurling podcast. Don't just hate watch, hit subscribe and let them know we outside. Don't hold hate, donate. Super chat, cash app. Put something in the collection plate. Church.
I want y'all to make sure y'all hit the number 1 button. And we're going to kind of get back to what we like to do over here, man. I need y'all to check in at a certain point when it's time to check in. I need to checking in to start happening again. We got to go ahead and get this algorithm pumping. Yeah. What's up? Welcome back. Somebody type the benefits of being the bad guy in the chat room. Somebody type the benefits of being the bad guy in the chat room. That's what we're here to talk about. I've been throwing around this concept for about several years since I came to YouTube. But the idea, and so I want to take the opportunity to really explain this. The idea of benefits associated with the perception of being the bad guy, it can be interpreted in several ways. And it depends on the context and the perspective. Many of you have asked me to explain this in more details. Right? And what are the potential benefits? You know, what ways in which Can I enjoy being the bad guy? Look, you guys know me well enough to have kind of try to figure it out. Look at my life. My life is a testament to a black man who has embraced being the bad guy. Listen now, think about what I've done. Think about what you've seen me do. The mere fact that I'm an involved father, okay? The mere fact, hold on, I want you to hold on a minute. The mere fact that I'm a man who fights for my children. The mere fact that I do that makes me the bad guy. Just think about that. Because I go against the narrative. I'm an original. Well, you know what? Let me let these fellas speak for me. Come on in here, fellas. You guys who don't know, these are my two boys. I'm gonna take a little quick break, a point of personal privilege here. I got these two handsome gentlemen standing next to me. Look at that. Take a look at that. You gonna play on your internet? I saw you looking down in the picture. I saw you. I'm looking at you, and everybody's looking at you. Anyway, this is my son, Dennis, and this is, you all know him, the Crimson Son, and this is the heir apparent here. These boys been working hard. Y'all been working hard at Daddy's office? Yes, Lord. Praise God. How many hours you been working today? Tell them louder.
8 hours.
8 hours a day. Tell what time you get to work every day.
9.
When you leave.
5.
Praise God. Look at that. Did you try to sleep one day? What did I tell you about not coming to my job? Tell them again. Praise God. Tell them again.
When men are working, you gotta join.
When men are working, you got to do what?
Join.
You got to join in. You better not ever let me hear about you staying at the house eating ice cream when you're supposed to be at my job working. How about that? Now let me ask you another question. I want y'all to speak from the gut. I want you to speak deep down from the gut. Daddy has had conversations with y'all about what I care about and what I don't care about. Does Daddy care if you hate me? Why not? Huh? What do I care about? Huh? What? What do I care about?
Respect.
I care about respect. So does Daddy care if you hate me?
No.
What else does Daddy want for you in your life?
Success.
Say it again, young man.
Success.
Say it louder.
Success.
Success. And so if me forcing you to be successful causes for you to hate me, do I care about that? Huh?
No.
Not at all. Because you can yell and scream from the top of the mountain when you're a successful black man up there making me look good like I did my job. I don't care if you hate me or not. They know it. So that makes Daddy the bad guy. I like being it. Now, get on up out of here. Go on and do something productive. Let's get on back to the conversation. I'm a real black daddy. I'm one of them old school black daddies. I don't know. I probably was born, I should have been born in the 1920s or something. You understand what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, I don't even care if my own children hate me. I'm going to stand on business. Is that what y'all say? I'm going to stand for what I believe. So why would I care if you people in the internet world hate me? I'm going to speak on it. Again, I'm an original passport bro. Original. And I'm highly vocal about it. What does that mean? That means I have escaped the plantation, this matrix, which plays with your minds and makes you feel like you're less than the men that you're called to be by the Most High. And I tell you, there's freedom over there outside this plantation. And I show you black men that life can be good for you outside of this matrix. And that makes me the bad guy. And what else? You know what else I do? I constantly and publicly criticize degenerate aspects of black society. That includes Pookie and Ray Ray and all the rest of them. I do. And what does that mean? That means the streets don't run black America. And because I refuse to allow that aspect of black America to hold the title of the so-called voice of black America, they hate me for it. So hate on. I think that's a wonderful thing. It's about time we dug black society out of the gutter, down with the prostitutes and the pimps and the gang members and the drug dealers. And I don't give a damn if you don't like it. See, here's the thing that I know. Even when you're being good, the haters who don't want to do the work on themselves want to make you the antagonist for their own ongoing failed lives. You could be a great father. You could be a lawyer. Not only just a lawyer, you could be a Hall of Fame lawyer with no criminal record. Carry yourself with dignity and respect, and you still the antagonist to these fools with these failed lives. Look around the internet. Google my name. Look at all my detractors. They're a bunch of low-life scumbags. Deadbeat dads, for real. Ex-felons, broke, homeless, drug addicts. Those are my detractors. I don't even want to call them enemies. They're not even worthy of that title of enemy. An enemy is somebody that you respect. These people on it, these are cockroaches. Somebody type cockroaches in the chat room. I'm an advocate for black men. I'm upholding the line. I'm doing the best I can to put a positive image out there. And I'm checking these degenerates, men and women. And you got the nerve to come against me. But that's all right. Somebody type it's all right in the chat room. See, it's easy to beat down somebody who fights to be your enemy. Because, see, I wasn't looking for none of them. They fought hard to get my attention because I wasn't paying attention. Somebody said Uncle D was living his life in the chat room. See, when somebody openly declares himself as your enemy and fights against you, their actions and motivations become predictable. Somebody type predictable in the chat room. See, knowing their intent allows you to anticipate their moves and counter them effectively. See, it makes it easy to prepare and neutralize their attacks. See, someone who actively chooses to be your enemy is often driven by very clear and perhaps singular motivations. I understand why a low-life deadbeat daddy who is a criminal thug wouldn't like me. I'm a lawyer and I'm a good father. Somebody type black daddy in the chat room. I'm a good black daddy. I'm involved with my kids' life. I see why you don't like me. You back on child support. So I understand your purpose is straightforward. It's not hidden. And that gives me an advantage to undermine your efforts. Can you dig it? You see? They openly fight to be my enemy. They're acting out of anger. They're acting out of pride. They got these strong emotions and it clouds their judgments. And these emotions leads to mistakes and strategic errors. And it makes them vulnerable and easy to defeat. And here's what I want you to hear. Listen, knowing who your enemy is, it simplifies your moral decisions. See, there's no ambiguity in the relationship. See, their hostility toward me confirms their stance against me, or it confirms my stance against them. There's more clarity in that. It bolsters my resolve and my focus. And it makes it easier for me to take decisive action against them. That's why, some of these dudes got sued, didn't they? Some of them got their bail revoked. Somebody type bail revoked in the chat room. Some of these dudes end up in homeless shelters. Somebody type homeless shelters in the chat room. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Name names. You wanted to be my enemy? You shouldn't expect any mercy when I treat you like one. And here's another thing. Shout out to y'all. Hand clap. An open enemy can rally your allies and resources more effectively, can't it? See, when the threat is clear, it becomes easier to unify efforts against this common adversary. See, the collective focus and the coordination can amplify your strength, your effectiveness in overcoming this enemy. When they came for me, you all trolled the hell out of them. You got them up off their pages. You got them shut down. You mass reported them. Shout out to y'all. I'm talking to y'all who listening right now. You've been here for a minute. You did that to them because they came against me, and you know that I am 100% on your side, brothers. Even for the good brother Kevin Samuels. I would say something, and you always say, well, Kevin Samuels' family spokesman said this, and therefore you must be lying. You took it to all those newspapers and periodicals that was trying to disrespect this man and his death. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But here's the thing. There's a psychological advantage in confronting someone who has declared themselves your enemy. There's an explicit opposition. When there's explicit opposition, you can validate your defensive or offensive actions. And you have a sense of righteousness and justification that enhances your determination and your morale. You coming after me, you just giving me a reason to destroy your life and your livelihood. I am Dr. Doom up in here. Somebody type Dr. Doom. I have nothing better to do than focus all my efforts, all my power, and all my resources in defending myself. Why? Because you started it. And you're dealing with somebody that enjoys destroying his adversaries. You ain't never met a black man like me. I take pleasure in destroying you. I am the bad guy. It's the reason why I can stay checking these unruly ladies out here for their bad behavior. And I refuse to let them tear down black men publicly without pushback. And as a result, they've tried to disbar me. At least half a dozen to a dozen bar complaints that went nowhere. But they tried. Don't you think I thought of that already? When you declared yourself my open enemy, all I did was collect the information about who you are and where you live and your family members and your job and all your internet accounts. That's all I did. When the bar complaints didn't work, they mass reported me to the FBI. That didn't work either. All I did was threaten the FBI agent and tell him, if you ever call me again with that, I'm going to sue all of those people who reported me under the civil RICO statute. And I'm going to make you, Mr. FBI, my star witness. And I'm going to take everything that they own and I'm going to destroy your program because you are going to have to testify as to everything you did in federal court. So that didn't work either. And I collected the information. Shout out to that young lady who lives in New Jersey and the other one down in the Virginia area. That's all that happened. That's because what? I anticipated that. Now we got a new group. You want to label me a male supremacist. As much as I believe women should have the right that every man has, I want you to get the same treatment that men get in the family law court. I want you to get drafted into the military. I want you to pay child support. I want you to work as hard as a man does for your whole life. I definitely am not a male supremacist. If anything, I'm an ultra right-wing feminist. I want you to have all the rights. But nevertheless, that's going to backfire too. So I am the bad guy. And I enjoy it. You all saw me defend Kevin Samuels, didn't you? Shout out to the late, great Kevin Samuels. You saw me defend Kevin Samuels, didn't y'all? And I want you to hear this part. I was a lone voice for a while. All of the people who been on this show and all that sort of stuff, they wasn't talking. And it was hard. It was a hard fight. And I was dealing with the loss of my friend and all the great plans that he had. So it was hard. And I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you I had a few sentimental moments, shared a few tears about all the great things that that man and the rest of us had planned to do for the Black community. It was hard. But see, I'm also a hard man, and I'm a mean man. And I've learned to replace my sorrow with anger and rage. And for every ounce of sorrow that I had, I used that and redirected that and turned that into anger and directed to my enemies. That's why some of y'all got sued. Some of his own family members were spreading lies and misinformation, and some of them got shut down. Some newspapers got threatened. But I also made sure his mama and his daughter were straight for the funeral. I made sure they had the appropriate attire. I made sure. Matter of fact, my fiance at the time, my wife, we went and did the shopping for them at the Galleria to make sure they looked nice and looked presentable for the press. Because that's what you do for your comrade. I also made sure the lawyer got paid so he could open up the estate. I did that. I made sure that happened. Even the little lady that he was with, Hortensia Alcantara, she reached out to me. I made sure she was protected and nobody got her identity. And I also helped her speak the truth on what happened to her. She's a hero. Hortensia Alcantara, she's a hero. Matter of fact, her last name is going to change soon. Somebody say her last name is going to change soon. Let me give you a little update, little breaking news. Somebody type breaking news in the chat room. You know that young lady that saved Kevin Samuels' life or prolonged it to the ambulance come? Y'all remember that? Listen, all my Kevin Samuels fans, where you at? All my KS fans. Type KS if you came here after Kevin Samuels passed. I got something for you. I got good news for you. Somebody type good news in the chat room. Somebody type breaking news in the chat room. I want to see some KSs up in there. Somebody type KS in the chat room. If you came here after KS passed away, type KS in the chat room. I need to know you're in here. You need to hear this. Good news. Hortensia, the young lady who kept Kevin Samuels alive until the ambulance showed up, administered CPR for him for nearly 20 minutes by herself. She's getting married. Praise God. Somebody type praise God. She's getting married. Now, I'm not going to tell you who the man's last name is, but his first name is Kevin. So what does that mean? Well, he's already told her that he wants his son to be Kevin Jr. Somebody type Kevin Jr. in the chat room. Somebody type Kevin Jr. in the chat room. Her firstborn son is going to be named Kevin Jr. because her future husband's name is Kevin. Think about that. I know the Godfather is watching. I know the Godfather is appreciative of what that young lady did for him. Somebody type St. Kevin in the chat room. Breaking news. So she's going to be all right. Somebody type Kevin Jr. in the chat room. See, I know all that attention seeking, all them people who are seeking attention. I know what they were trying to do. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to feast on Kevin Samuels' popularity like some vultures and maggots. They wanted to destroy that man's reputation. But had I not stepped in, KS's reputation would have been trashed. You all would have lost respect for him, because that's how fickle y'all are. You would have said he died with some sort of call girl smoking dope, because that was the narrative that was out there. But I wouldn't let it happen, because I knew his legacy would have been tarnished from the lies that these vultures and maggots were trying to spread about that man, who didn't do nothing but teach Sunday school and try to help black folks realize that they were better together. Somebody type better together in the chat room. You all would have been ashamed to say his name. Every time you brought it up, they would smack you down. He was a crackhead, that's with his hooker. But here I am. Say hello to the bad guy. And I did what bad guys do best. More importantly, I did what I had to do for my dead homie. West Side for life. I fought back and I beat the whole internet's ass for about 2.5 weeks straight. The whole internet lost to the Blizzard King. They say the internet is undefeated. -1. Somebody type -1 in the chat room. You took that L from the Blizzard King. Yeah, I did it. You saw me do that, being the bad guy. You saw me make a man go homeless, didn't you? Somebody type homeless in the chat room. Somebody type internet troll in the chat room. Been making disparaging statements about me and others, not just me, but I'm the bad guy. Well, you know, he ended up going homeless messing around with me, got his channel took. But you know, he black. This particular troll, at least he part black. Somebody type part black in the chat room. Somebody type bi black in the chat room. BIBLACK. And in my investigation upon him, I found out that his twin sister, his fiance, had been involved in a terrible accident. So after I made her brother go homeless for messing with me, when I found out the black man who she loved and was impregnated by had been involved in a terrible accident, well, I did what bad guys do. I created some division in that family, didn't I? Now, hold on a minute, troll. This dude that you say that he don't like just helped me get $4,000-$5,000. You need to leave him alone. You understand that? What would you do? You out here fighting somebody and the same dude you fighting end up helping save your family. I am the bad guy and I relish in it. And my tactics are not to be, look, you cannot calculate. But the truth is this, family. The truth is, I decided to help this young woman who was the sister of the troll because our true enemy, somebody type true enemy in the chat room. Our true enemy relishes in watching black men destroy each other, even if you're half black. And eventually the lovely ladies, these unlovely ladies would have used that against us. Well, you act like you pro-black man and you the reason this black man is homeless. You can't be that pro-black. You can't be that an advocate for black men. Right? That's what they would have done, right? Somebody type true enemy in the chat room. Somebody type unlovely ladies in the chat room. So wisdom and experience and understanding the big picture required me to extend an olive branch of sorts and try to help save this young idiot from his demise, irrespective of him his confounding attention-seeking actions. What I understand after 50 years of life is that desperate people do desperate things. Back on child support issues, court dates, you're going to do whatever you can do to get eyeballs on you. If getting eyeballs means you can pay your bills, desperate people do desperate things. And at the end of the day, he's just another black man, half black, but black nonetheless, thrown into this world, coming out of trying circumstances, unprepared, not prepared by the people around him. And so guess what? It's not my job to destroy that brother. Society is going to do that anyway. Serves no purpose for me to do that. Not for that, but I did have to teach him a lesson. Now, most recently, are y'all with me? I'm getting there. It's a helicopter, and we hovering over the helicopter pad right now. But you need to understand there's lessons in this. I'm going to refer back to this page. I'm going to refer back to these notes. Y'all need to say this. Most recently, you saw me defend and help raise $13,000 for Aaron Sloan. Somebody type Aaron Sloan in the chat room. Somebody type you don't qualify, Queen, in the chat room. Somebody type you don't qualify, Queen, in the chat room. Aaron Sloan, this black man who was fired from his job as a plumber recently because he appeared on a dating show and he said some things that hurt some ladies' feelings. And so apparently 500 women who saw the show decided to bombard his job and get him fired. And in doing so, that was a flex. Somebody type flex in the chat room. Now, what would have happened if we had let that ride? What would have happened? The story would have been the all-powerful, unlovely ladies got a black man fired for hurting their funky feelings. Somebody type funky feelings in the chat room. But what did I do? I stole the narrative. See, once I called you all, right? Didn't we talk about this before? Once I called for you all to help this man with his GoFundMe account, and we raised $13,000, even though he was only looking for $1,000, the story went from being about the unlovely ladies flexing and getting the man fired to the story of black men uplifting another black man who was wrongfully targeted and punished. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It went from a black man being punished to black men helping black men. Think about that. Yeah, that's what we did over here, baby. Is it all starting to come together for you? Embrace being the bad guy. See, the thing about being the bad guy is you don't have to wait for approval or to ask for permission to do what you feel is justified. That's why you saw me be the first one to step out in the cut and defend that young man. Somebody type you're not qualified, Queen, in the chat room. You saw me be the first one to step out and defend that young man. At the time, when there were women on TikTok trying to say that this young man was a stalker and a woman beater and all sorts of horrible things. This is right after they started a fundraiser and had 500 people call this man's job to try to get him fired. So, hey, I'm the bad guy. And the bad guy has the license and the freedom to defend a man who's being vilified or trying to be pictured as the bad guy. See, I can do that. Good guys can't do that. I did the same thing for Kevin Samuels. Nobody else was talking. And then I jumped out there in a very vigorous and ferocious manner and defended that black man. And in both of those cases, what you notice is after I start putting the word out, and made it safe. Somebody make it safe in the chat room. After I made it safe, a lot of other podcasters came through, and what you saw there was true leadership. And the only way you can have true leadership is through freedom and courage. Somebody type freedom and courage in the chat room, because that's what you see here. Somebody type never forget Uncle D is a legend in the chat room. So that said, when I come back, we're going to talk about the very specific benefits of being the bad guy. In the meantime, give me a minute. I'll be right back.
There you go. I like that clap. Woo! Not bad to be light skin, huh? Brother Spurling. Brother Spurling met his fiance in my mixed group, and she was doing her thing, Ivy League educated, beautiful sister. He's a successful attorney. Now he's like, shh, that's my wife. I'm gonna put her through law school. She's gonna become an attorney at my practice. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. I want to call you back to the sister that called into my show who said, when I first listened to you, I didn't like you.
Shout out to the late great Kevin Samuels, man. And I'm glad I did what I did. It was painful, it was hard. I made a lot of enemies, but I'm glad I did that. Shout out to Miss Beverly and shout out to his beautiful daughter. I still speak to Miss Beverly. She actually hit me up on Father's Day. She's a wonderful woman. So, and thank you all for helping me make sure Kevin Samuels' legacy was protected. I know there's some great things coming for you Kevin Samuels fans. But anyway, yeah, Uncle D is clearly the bad guy. And I embrace that role. Now, the thing is, we talked briefly, and I gave you guys a summary of some aspects of my life. So we're going to draw upon that. Because if you hear, you know a little bit about me, all right? So I'm going to ask you guys, what is the specific benefits of being the bad guy? First of all, there's the freedom from expectations. Somebody type freedom from expectations in the chat room. Somebody type freedom from expectations in the chat room. See, a benefit when being labeled a bad guy, there's fewer societal expectations to conform to these conventional norms. And this can provide more freedom to act accordingly to personal desires, passport bros, principles without pressure to maintain a certain image. He's a lawyer and he's on the internet cursing. Oh my God. My God. You enjoy the use of this freedom to pursue your goals and interests that might not align with societal norms, but are personally fulfilling. You mean Uncle D is 50 years old and his wife is 24? How dare he? And beautiful. You mean he didn't get one of these loose free baby mamas out here? But he got his own. He got a baby mama. Yeah, but you can't hold a bad guy to those standards. He's the bad guy. But how dare he? He's a hypocrite. No, he's the bad guy. And bad guys don't mind that. So guess what? I'm my authentic self. I'm self-directed. That's freedom, fellas. Nobody is telling you what to do. Society is telling you what to do, and you're binding yourself to that. See, to me, the biggest benefit of being the bad guy is the freedom you get from no longer carrying everyone else's ridiculous judgments expectations they impose on you, which they don't even impose on themselves, the blame, and all the begging. Somebody type dry begging in the chat room. Freedom from the rules that's set for the so-called good guy. See, the good guy got to abide by the rules. The bad guy ain't got to abide by the rules. That's why ladies find the bad guys exciting. That's why they out there giving them that recycled I was gonna say a foul word. It's too close to Sunday for that. They giving them that recycled stuff for free. But you can't take him to the Cheesecake Factory, but he can bring some a 6-pack, a 40 ounce, and some French fries and some tapioca pudding, and she'll give him all of that for free. See, the good guy, let me bring it on home to you. See, that good guy, he has to go to the family reunion and hang around them rotten, non-productive relatives that he left in Compton and Bed-Stuy, and come on now, in Oak Cliff, and the bad part of Atlanta, and some of these other places you don't want to go back to. You got to go back and deal with these non-productive people, and I say non-productive loosely, that you have nothing in common with other than some genetic ties. That's it. But that's your family. And as the good guy, you got to go back. You are tired of going to New Orleans East, aren't you? You are tired of going to the projects to see them people and try to pretend like you down and you not. Some of you country people, you are tired of flying to the major city and driving for 4.5 hours with your kids and your wife deep into the country of East Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. They don't even have flights past Jackson, Mississippi. So that means you got to get a rental car at Hertz or Enterprise and drive north darn near to Tennessee to go hang out with them people. You ain't like them no more. And guess what happened? If you don't show up, they hit you with the guilt for not visiting all your family. And you out here trying to work and get this paper. Somebody type, get this paper in the chat room. None of them gonna pay your bills. If anything, they gonna hit you up so you can pay their bills. And you the bad guy for putting yourself first. Hey, just go ahead and be the bad guy, man. F the cookout. Be the bad guy. Somebody, I need a t-shirt that says F the cookout. I need that. I'm gonna talk to some people and get that t-shirt made. We're gonna get that one up. Y'all make sure y'all go visit my pal. Oh my God, I done got carried away with myself. Let me put the Cash App up, man. I'm sorry about that. The Cash App and the merch. Y'all go buy your t-shirt if you haven't already. But anyway, F the cookout. Look, don't ask me to come to Thanksgiving or Christmas or Meemaw's birthday. I'm going to Cartagena. Somebody type Cartagena in the chat room. F the cookout. I'm partying in Rio de Janeiro for the 4th of July. I'm going to be liberating these nuts in a Brazilian brothel on the American Freedom Celebration Day and Juneteenth. F the cookout. I'm not coming. That's what I'm going to be doing. And because you're the bad guy, people know to expect you, or they don't expect you or try to even get you to change your plan. That's the bad guy. Somebody type freedom in the chat room. See, benefit, y'all with me now, right? Are you with me? Did y'all still hear? Y'all ain't never gonna hear nothing like this ever again. It's only gonna be one of me. I'm the only free black man on the internet. It's a lot of dudes that say wild stuff, but they won't show their face. So they're not free. They're afraid of what society's gonna tell you. I don't care. I am the bad guy. Think about it. They talk all that stuff and they won't show you their face or give you some bogus fake name. You ain't free. You ain't courageous. You're not allegiant. You're a coward. You talking that big woo-woo, that woo-woo behind a black screen. Nah, you not like me. I'm a whole different kind of bad guy. Yeah. See, here's the other thing. Somebody type power and control in the chat room. Somebody type power and control in the chat room. We talked about freedom from expectations. Somebody type power and control in the chat room. See, the bad guy has the power and control over their environment and the circumstances. See? And this translates to real life scenarios where assertiveness and a willingness to break or bend the rules can lead to the leadership positions of influence. Now, again, I'm not talking about breaking laws. I'm talking about breaking these societal rules. See? See, I embrace the opportunities to lead. That's what you see me doing out here. Shout out to the good deacon, Salty Balls. I'm gonna get everybody. I'm gonna talk about these super chats, but I got to finish this. Somebody type power and control in the chat room. See, I enjoy the opportunity to make decisions. I'm helping shape outcomes, not just on the internet, but you see my little boys that was back here? Y'all rewind that to the beginning. You hear what them little boys say? Our daddy don't care if we hate him. You hear that? He don't care if we hate him. He cares about respect and success. Don't we need more black fathers like that? All you ladies who hate me as much as you can, wouldn't you like to have a man raise your son so that he could be a successful man? And you ain't got to worry about visiting him in the local penitentiary. You can look up at your son and say, that's my son. Look how proud of my son is an engineer. Oh, my son is a plumber and electrician. He has his own company. So proud of him. See, the bad guy helps shape these outcomes in personal and professional setting. You don't think I got my hand in on what my sons are going to do and how they're going to get it done? Somebody posted up the other day. I put a video up of my son sparring. They said, oh my God, he's ready to go pro. He could be a professional jujitsu. I said, no, he's not. He's going to college and he's going to law school. I'm the bad guy. Why am I the bad guy for that? Oh my God, because in this society, he's supposed to have an opinion. He's 16 years old. I don't care what he thinks. He can think what he wants when he grow up. Become a man. After he becomes successful. I'm the bad guy for that. My beautiful, wonderful wife will tell you I commanded her to go to law school. Y'all heard what Kevin Samuel said. You're going to go to law school and you're going to work for me. And that's what she's doing. And she graduating a year ahead of time. #1 in the class. Hold on. Listen. #1 in the class. What is that? Summa cum laude? #1 valedictorian. Because I told her to. Power and control. I'm the bad guy. And as far as my profession, I work for myself. You can't tell me nothing. I don't need you. You can't tell me a darn thing. See, I use my power and control to achieve my desired results for my legacy. That's important to me. But I'm the bad guy for it, right? I'm supposed to be more egalitarian. You know, you black men are supposed to be easy to get along with. I am not a cool black man. You know, cool? Somebody type cool in the chat room. I am not an easy to get along with black man. I will fight you all day, tomorrow, the next day. We will never stop. It will never end. You're looking at somebody who was built for this. This is what I do. And you need to be like me. Embrace being the bad guy. Reap the benefits. See, look, I've been a black man advocate or advocate for black men since 2014. This is back when it was not popular. I was sitting on a beautiful house in the Dominican Republic in the province, or should I say section of Puerto Plata called Torre Alta, which means tall tower, overlooking the beautiful Caribbean Sea. with a young woman that I was that beautiful woman and cooking and cleaning, sitting there listening, blah, 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 just enjoying myself. And I said, damn, I feel guilty out here in these beautiful Caribbean streets. Because we got black men back home suffering and struggling. I got to do something about it. So I opened up my Facebook page and I let brothers begin to speak. And when they weren't being heard enough, I decided to pick up the mantle and say for them what they couldn't say, the same way I do in court. Somebody type advocate in the chat room. So since 2014, I've been taking the statements that black men have said, and not 2014, 2017. I've been taking the statements that black men say and amplifying them. And this has not made me popular amongst the matriarchy. But see, now, in 2024, the rest of the internet is caught up. Now you even got politicians saying, well, we need to start adhering to what these black men want. They're not willing to vote for us. The rest of y'all have caught up. You even got women trying to chime in. Shout out to all the ladies out there. We had the sister here earlier. Crimson Cure, some of the other ladies, even the women are saying, well, you know, this is what the bad guy did. I'm the bad guy. Y'all remember when somebody typed Just Pearly in the chat? Y'all remember when I went against popular opinion right after Kevin passed away and I said, Just Pearly is a usurper. She gonna be y'all new leader. She planned to take the role of being the advocate for men. And even now, even though she's been booted off the internet, but see, I didn't go for it. Y'all called me all sorts of names. Didn't you? Y'all called me all sorts of mean names when I told y'all that girl was going to try to usurp. No, she's not. You had people, some of the greats on here, well, she's just serving a purpose. She's doing our job for us. And I told y'all she was going to be the leader of the manosphere. And I said, I'm good. I don't want to be part of the manosphere no more. Y'all put me out of it. And now you see her on these international broadcasts. See, here's what you got to understand. Somebody type bad guy in the chat room. Somebody type Uncle D is the bad guy in the chat room. See, here's what I want you to understand. And I want you to hear me very clearly. Because see, these are one of those things I stand on. See, it wouldn't matter what color she was or how effective she was at spreading the message. I do not want any woman speaking on behalf of issues that black men face, because they do not understand our lived experience. And in fact, I only want straight black men who are law-abiding citizens who have families or want families speaking for black men or speaking on behalf of me. And I don't want entertainers, sports figures, people in the sports business speaking on my behalf. How about that? Somebody type, how about that in the chat room? I don't want you speaking on my behalf. And I stand behind that statement. And see, only a bad guy can say that because it is ultra exclusionary against women, against the Rainbow Coalition, and against these entertainers and sports figures who would like to win. They could go either way. They're not qualified to have that conversation. Period. You're not qualified to speak on behalf of Black America. You're a comedian. You're an actor. You shoot basketballs for a living. You running, you throwing balls. And no, you're not qualified to have that conversation for me. So you not know. So I stand against that. I don't care how funny you are. If you're not man enough to stand 10 toes down and look a camera in the eye and say what you had to say, I don't want you speaking for me. Period. And I don't care how many PhDs you have behind your name. I mentioned nothing about education. Some other things I said, family oriented, straight, uncompromised. That's what I said. There's a benefit to being a bad guy. It means less reliance on the approval. And it means more independence in decision making. I don't care what you think. Like I said, I don't care what my own children think. And I love them more. I love my own life. I don't even care what they think. I relish in the ability to make independent choices. I relish in the ability to take bold actions without needing validation from other people, man. And what this does in me is it fosters a sense of self-reliance and confidence, and that's why y'all here, man. That's why I almost got 70,000 followers. You got 70,000 black men that tune into your channel every night. That's power right there. Somebody type power. That's why you got these politicians reaching out to me. They don't give a darn about what these other people, they looked at the stats. They can get them groups to watch you somewhere else. They live next to them. They can't get me. You saw me exercise my independence when I defended Kevin Samuels. You saw me do the same thing for that young brother, Aaron Sloan. Somebody type, "You don't qualify, Queen," in the chat room. See, it's because I'm the bad guy. See, my decisions are made based on my own values and my own judgment. And it's not subject to what others think. See, I'm already the bad guy. I was born the bad guy. Did y'all hear the conversation I had earlier about being a little black boy growing up in America? Did you hear that? As soon as them boys of mine turn 18, they gonna be black men and they're gonna be the bad guy. Y'all gonna label them deadbeat daddies. Ain't you? Somebody type "ain't you" in the chat room. I'm already the bad guy. So what I got to lose? It's like being on death row or being a lifer in prison in a state where the death penalty isn't allowed. I got nothing to lose. Why you dudes out there being fake nice? Somebody type "fake nice" in the chat room. Why you trying to seek approval from these unlovely ladies? And all that does is turn you into compromised simps. You compromised. It's time for you black men to embrace being the cold-blooded, stoic men that this black society deserves and needs. That's what it's time for you to do. Because no matter what we do as black men, you're always the bad guy. So let's have some fun, baby. Let's wear these boots and stomp all over them. I'm authentic. Ain't nobody else like me. Nobody else has these talking points. These ain't talking points. This is freestyling, baby. Hot damn. I done ran out of water. I'm me. I'm my own boss. I run my own law firm. I'm a Hall of Fame lawyer. I don't answer to nobody but the Most High. And as long as my brothers understand where I'm coming from and I stand toe-to-toe with them, I'm cool, man. Because I don't care who else don't like me. As long as my brothers respect me. Shout out to the black men. See, when you embrace the role of being the bad guy, it means you live in a more authentic life without hiding true feelings or compromising your values to try to fit into society's mold. Some of y'all can't stand the whole rainbow coalition, but you'll never say it in public. I can say it. Makes me the bad guy. Some of y'all say, well, a woman has the right to speak on behalf of a man too. I can say it, but you won't. You understand? Right. See, it's joy in being true to oneself. and expressing your genuine opinions and desires. It's freedom. There's somebody type freedom doctrine in the chat room. And what does that do when you're true with yourself? Come on now, listen to me. What does that do when you're honest with yourself? See, what happens if you stand in front of somebody that's constantly lying to you? You can't believe them. So you can't believe anything they say. So what if that person is you? When you're not being honest with yourself, you can't even trust yourself. But when you are honest with yourself and you're genuine with your opinions and your desires, then it leads to a deeper self-understanding and fulfillment. See, let me tell you something. That little brother, that young brother, the plumber, somebody type, you don't qualify, queen. He was authentic when he told those women you didn't qualify, queen. And in doing so, he was authentically himself. He did not hide his true feelings, and he was uncompromising. Now, he was rewarded for that. Look how he was respected by black men that count. And the reason we know the brothers that count, because they the ones, most of them the ones that contributed to to his GoFundMe. And the only men that chastise him were these plantation bros. But here's the thing about you plantation bros and simps. This is not 1988. We don't care what you think anymore. We don't want to unify with you. We don't like you. We don't like what you stand for. We recognize you as being compromised. Any man trying to keep another black man from being free, you on the wrong side. And let's break that down a little bit. What if he hadn't been honest with these women? Like many of you haven't been honest with some of these women that you're dealing with. You stuck with a woman that you have nothing in common with because you fooled yourself. You decided to compromise your values to try to appease black society. And now your life is miserable. You like a certain type of woman and you ended up with this type of woman, but because society told you this is who you need to be with, you went on ahead and married that broad. Or you went on ahead and messed around with that broad. Society told you you wanted a woman with a big old booty. It didn't matter if she had a bad attitude. And she around here with 14 tattoos and as many kids to go, and yours is one of them. As opposed to accepting the fact I like a quiet, demure woman, blah, blah. Yeah. Society told you to go marry one of them baby mamas and you did. And you stuck with her and her 3 baby daddies and them disrespectful kids that don't like you. But you listen to Dr. Umar Johnson, that's what he told you. Dr. Boyce Watkins convinced you that you doing your duty to the black community to marry one of these baby mamas, and now you're miserable, complaining about what other black men are doing with their gonads in Cartagena, in Thailand, and wherever the heck else they at. We're not listening to you. You need to be pitied. You're not respected. You're not listened to. You're a fool. You tried to play the good guy. It didn't work. I'm the bad guy. And it's exciting. I face exciting challenges, high stakes situations all the time. It's stimulating and rewarding, as opposed to your boring, dull life, you and your big back, bad built wife with them bad children. I embrace these challenges. I push it to the limits. It provides a sense of adventure. And it leads to personal growth, a more dynamic life experience. I'm invigorated. That's why y'all see me out there wrestling and boxing and all this stuff. That's what it leads to. The bad guy does that. You good guys sit at home on Sunday and watch football during the fall. I bet y'all, I just found out the Celtics won their 18th championship. I don't care about none of that. That's what good guys do. Bad guys don't care about other men making money. I'm making my own money. You passport bros. All of y'all bad guys. Shout out to all the you are all bad guys. All of you older brothers. Somebody type is greater later in the chat room. Hallelujah. Somebody type is greater later in the chat room. All you fellas over 45. If you out here dating a woman who's fit, feminine, fine, and 20 years old, you the bad guy. You are the bad guy. You the bad guy because you cheated the system. Instead of staying in the matrix, bound, being some tax-paying wage slave, looking to retire and collect a social security check, you done took your behind down to Thailand or wherever you went and find you one of them fine young women, and now you out there having a blast. You supposed to be here reserving yourself to take care of one of these single baby mothers in Blackistan. Somebody type Blackistan in the chat room. And oh no, you decided to go overseas and take your resources and your time and your attention, and you said, F the cookout. And instead of being quiet and taking it like a man, you were vocal and you told the rest of the world, period. Now you got men all over the world who want to be passport bros, passport kings. You are the bad guy. Somebody type, you're the bad guy in the chat room. That's what you are. You the bad guy. That's y'all. Now, again, because there's some dumb people listening. I know I shouldn't say that, but I'm the bad guy. There's some stupid people listening. It's important to know that while the quote and what I'm saying suggests embracing being the bad guy, be mindful of legal boundaries. Enjoy the benefits of being the bad guy. But that does not mean you should be going out there robbing and killing and shooting and stealing and engaging in degenerate behavior in public. Now, what you do behind your closed doors, if you want 5 women in the damn bedroom with you and you good and everybody's grown, you have a blast. You be as degenerate as you want. You smoke your little weed and all that you do behind closed doors. That's between you and whatever God you pray to. Okay? That's not illegal. Degenerate, it's not illegal. All I'm saying is be unapologetically yourself. And I want you to seize the opportunities that align with your personal values and your judgment, even if they go against society's expectations that are imposed on you as a black man. That's what I'm saying. Look, you don't understand what the meaning of being the baddest good guy of all time. You see that? You don't understand the meaning of being the baddest good guy of all time until you see him being so good that it's bad, or so bad that it's good. Now, listen to me now. God had good guys in his service. Somebody type praise Moses in the chat room. Everybody type praise Moses in this chat room. God had bad guys in his service. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. God, wow, the Most High had bad guys in his service. Somebody type Joshua in the chat room. Praise Moses. Somebody type Joshua in the chat room. He was a bad something, wasn't he? Moses said, I may not get to the promised land. But guess who got him there? Joshua. Moses was a bad guy. He rebelled against the Pharaoh, took his people. He was outlaw. Peter, out there cutting off people's ears. Samson was a bad guy. King David definitely was a bad guy. All of them were outlaws at one time, wasn't it? Somebody type outlaws in the chat room.
You didn't know I was going to bring it home like this, did you? Hallelujah. Praise Moses. God had bad guys in his service. Jesus, our Lord and Savior, was considered an outlaw. He was anti-establishment. He flipped over tables and threw the scammers out the temple. I don't want my Nigerian friends to get upset, but he threw all the scammers out. How about that? How about that for the bad guy? I want you to remember this conversation. If you don't get no bigger, you remember what I told you tonight. Brothers, embrace your true self, even if it means being labeled as the bad guy. See, we've delved into some stereotypes and some biases that have unfairly painted black men as absent fathers, irresponsible individuals, and we've dismantled these myths with hard facts. Embrace your true identity, fellas. I want you to own it. Somebody type "own it" in the chat room. Own it. Own the bad guy persona. Reject these superficial labels and societal expectations that you've been confined to. Freedom is what I preach on this page. I'm not telling you to break laws. I'm not telling you to publicly engage in degenerate behavior. I want you to break free from these mental shackles imposed on a racist society, by a racist society on you, brothers, and this matriarchal subculture that wants you to be less than a man. No. Y'all type "no" in the chat room. Matter of fact, type "no mo" in the chat room. For my people who speak Ebonics, no mo. Find the strength to live authentically, to assert your independence and take control of our narrative, brothers. Because see, no matter how good you are or how well-intentioned you are, you're still going to be perceived as the bad guy, brother. So why not just enjoy the freedom that comes with it? Embrace this identity and gain the power to lead, the independence to make your own choices, and the authenticity to live with your truth. We need to continue challenging these misconceptions, and we need to support each other, and we need to uplift other black men who are positive, who are doing what they're supposed to do as men, hard working. We need to do that. We're fathers, we're husbands, we're leaders, we're trailblazers. And we're not going to let this society, which is flawed from its inception, define us. We're going to define ourselves with our actions. We're going to define ourselves with our integrity, with our resilience. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Somebody type "yeah, yeah" in the chat room. Somebody type "yeah, yeah" in the chat room. Somebody type "yeah, yeah" in the chat room. Yeah, yeah. As they say down in New Orleans, yeah, yeah. That's my yeah, yeah. Somebody type "yeah, yeah" in the chat room. Now, when I come back, I'm gonna read these super chats, man. These super chats are popping tonight, man. We got some big ones, man. Shout out to everybody who came through. In the meantime, let's take it to church. Hallelujah.
Prism has come to me with something. So everybody, please listen. She's going to be talking at length.
here. Guess who's back, man? Buddy wanted to say hi to everybody. Buddy, say hello to everybody. Anyway, man, shout out to everybody who came through, man. I appreciate it. I've had too much fun for one night. But I want to go ahead and do my thing, and I want to make sure I give a shout out to everybody who came through. I want to and contribute to the super chats, man. First of all, we are going to start with the good brother Salty Balls. Thank you so much, man. He hit me with that super chat, man. Thank you so much, man. You guys make sure y'all type Salty Balls in the chat room. Who is my man T Sam? Thank you for the $20. Don't ask me to come to Christmas. Don't ask me no damn questions about doing SHT for your effing cookout. Hell yeah, somebody type F the cookout in the chat room, man. I don't want to be around y'all. It was a young lady who just got unalived going to a family reunion here in Texas somewhere. I'm not, no. Dr. Neely Fuller says black folks should not be around each other unless they're doing something positive. And I would have to tend to concur with that at this point, man. But anyway, big shout out to my man T Sam. DV should be excused when it comes to Keisha. Come on, bro. I do not advocate DV. Come on, they are vicious. Boy, I do not advocate that, man. No, just leave her alone. That's what you need to do. Through the Fire podcast says, what does he say here? It says, no way can these modern day black women can make the argument that they want high value men who reinvented himself by the way it was distorted by him because he rejected some ungrateful witches. Yeah, man, that young brother Aaron Sloan, that's jacked up, man. Somebody type "you don't qualify, Queen" in the chat room. My man Zoo Kiefer, proud to see your sons on a serious path to success. Damn who it hurts. Keep spitting that hot fire. Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep doing what I do, baby. And who else we got in here? My man Damon Dennis. Big shout out to you. People, no matter who they are, like to have their ears tickled. Timothy 4:3. Tell them the truth about themselves, and they will hate you. Placate them by telling them lies about themselves, and they will love you. Salute that. Yeah, man, the truth. I'm gonna keep speaking the truth. Y'all know I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just not gonna do it. Who else we got up in here, man? Shout out to Tomcat. Tomcat said, much love from Chicago. Man, I love Chicago, man. That's one of my favorite cities, man. I love Chi-Town. Big shout out to Look, Chicago and Detroit. I love those cities, man. If I didn't live in Houston, man, I definitely would either pick Detroit or Chicago to live in. I think Chicago, you got to show me something a little better, but it would be probably Detroit. If I didn't live in H-Town, it'd be Detroit. Matter of fact, I'm just now getting my law license in Michigan because I got some business up there. So shout out to Detroit, man. I love Detroit. I love Chicago. And also I'm licensed in Illinois to practice law. My man Zay's Story Show, please take care of your health. Blood pressure. I'm doing good, baby. I'm actually sleeping good, doing good, feeling good about myself. Thank you so much, but I appreciate that. Love that, man. Darren Jones says, love that, man. You're a great example and inspiration for us black fathers. Keep it up. It's a lot of y'all. You all are inspiration to me, man. Salute to the Blizzard King. No tap dancing at all. Nah, life is too short. Be yourself. Cody Marshall, we need to start protecting our reputation. Yes, we do. Need to do that. 43TX contributions on behalf of 43TX. Thank you so much, brother. H Dog, keep preaching. Hallelujah. Somebody type hallelujah in the chat room for H Dog. Too Tall, thank you. Right on, brother. I appreciate you, man. Who else we got here? T Sam, needed conversation. Very much so. I think this is necessary. Mark the Freelancers, thank you for the $5. Salute. Bad guy from Paris. Well, you in Paris? Boy, you be getting around, man. Support black male media. Thank you so much, fam. And see who else we got up in here. Hall of Fame attorney, international Quiet Storm. And also take heed to the message. Obong Akwang, thank you, sister. I appreciate that. Hello, sir. Your content is always on point. Yeah, I do my best, man. I do my best to represent. Well, I saw some more up in here. I think I missed a couple. I think I saw a big one come through a minute ago. I definitely don't want to miss that. Hold on a minute. But anyway, you guys make sure you hit the number one button. And look, we are marching towards 70,000 subscribers. Okay. And so I want to see if we can get there in the next few months. So if you haven't subscribed, here we go. There it is. Bam. I ain't did this in a minute. Bam. You get the rock and roll, baby. Anuba, salute to the bad guys. I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be a mean MF for 2 months in Colombia. Go in 2 weeks. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Shout out to you, man, for that $200, man. Big shout out. You gonna be, man, go ahead. Go ahead and be the bad. The thing is, man, you don't have to be mean to be the bad guy. You can be smooth and be the bad guy. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to be mean. The bad guy does not necessarily have to be mean. You just you doing what's in your own best interest, and you don't care what other people think. You can be silent. You understand what I'm talking about? So keep that in mind, brother. But thank you so much for that $200, man. That is outstanding. Appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit that #1 button. If you have not subscribed already, you're doing a disservice, baby. I need y'all to make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But anyway, man, shout out to all the brothers. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little something different. We going up on 2 hours, man. I like to get on back in here and get back to my regular life and enjoy my family. But I got a nice video for you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this one, but I'm gonna share this one with y'all. And it's called Salute Black Men. Okay. Y'all hit the #1 button, man. Salute Black Men. Shout out to my man Big Bass Life. Other than that, this is Uncle D, and I'm out.
Your incarceration rate is down. The education rate is up. We up. We went from a group of men who were brought to this country in the hulls of slave ships. I know we got the pretendians out there that's saying that we still here, but the DNA test says otherwise, just like your baby mama. So for my brothers who know their history and know where we came from and know what we've been through for hundreds of years, the fact that over 60% of black men have now reached the middle class your seed is the most important thing that you produce in this world. It's not the art that you produce. It's not the buildings that you create. It's not the amount of money you make. It's not the amount of people who like you. It is your legacy.
But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
Salute the black men.
Started with mama issues, afraid to question anything, that was that bitch in you. Grown ass men, we letting this shit continue. Adolescent feminine ways, why men offend you. Mama boy, she love thugs, her secret lover. That's why she keep these niggas inside the covers. Put the nigga aside, homie, I'm your brother. Close father saving us, having the same mother. Iron sharpens iron, we learning from one another. No jealousy or envy, going through life struggles. You told your mama you was outside, wanted to hang. Now you wearing colors and just joined the gang. No money, so the OGs taught you how to slang. Jackets rolled up and all you heard was bang. On the side of the curb, leaking out your brains. Quiet women sing, single mama lost again. Black men, we gotta change. Salute the black men. We #1 if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor getting lesser, cause we deserve the best of. Coming home from work and life issues, I just want a meal, end up with fights with you. You just need to chill, remember I'm right with you. So fucking masculine, swinging and I ain't hit you. What's your fucking issue? You don't love me, you love what I can get you. Don't let the kids you love being a bitch you. 911 police saying I hit you. I got video footage, you lying bitch you. Why you think we locked up ops is with you? Making love to the enemy out to get you. That big ass and a smile might convince you. Graveyards that's filled, we on the menu. Penitentiaries packed, men continue to be the simps and she provided the venue. No respect, so black men we've been through. Nigga,
Black fathers are more likely to help their children with their homework, prepare meals, bathe and dress their children compared to fathers of other races. So the absent or deadbeat black father myth that many in America believe is really more like a lie.
The black men, we #1 if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor, getting lesser, cause we deserve the best. I salute the black men. We number one if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor, getting lesser, cause we deserve the best of.
Salute the black men.
I salute.
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 Salute the black men.
Men,
I salute.
black men, I want to salute.
Fuck your butt. I like that.
Salute the black man. Dennis Spurling Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.